guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Hope if you're new, and I'm very excited that you're joining me today. I just picked up some Dutch Bros because I currently am in front of the real estate division in Las Vegas. If you didn't know, I actually am, or I do have my license, but I'm not really actively practicing. I'm just keeping it as essentially like a little backup. I'm gonna keep this for my junk journal. But basically, I got my license when I was 18, and that was kind of what I worked in or on during college. So the perk of that is that it was really easy for me to do real estate and stuff like that on the side while still doing my bachelor's. So I am really grateful to have it, and to maintain it you only have to do like 36 hours of education every 2 years. And my 2-year renewal is up in December of this year, so it's currently November 12th, I believe. By the way, you guys are going to be joining me on a little week in my life. I figured it might be fun to share what I'm doing throughout the week more often, and I also just really like catching up with you guys, and I feel like this would be kind of a good way for me to do it more often. So yeah, I just got this from Dutch Bros. I thought I was just gonna get like a hazelnut latte, but then the guy there was like, do you want it as like the hazelnut truffle one? So I ended up getting that. Okay, taste test. Pretty good. So I'm going to be bringing this in with me. I also have my giant work tote with me that I'm going to be giving you guys a tour of in a little bit. I'm honestly constantly changing what I have in here, and so you guys know how much I love a bag tour. They're like my favorite thing to watch. Also one of my favorite things to share. So I will be doing that with you guys a little bit later on. Quick update before I go in. If you follow me on Instagram, you will see that I got this stunning planner from Franklin Covey. I was on a road trip to Phoenix with my partner, and we stopped in a town called Wickenburg, I believe. We went to the Goodwill there, and I got this for $1.49. So I'm obsessed with this thing. I pretty much have moved all of my daily planning into this thing, but of course you guys know I always carry my pocket with me, and this one is more for lists, to-dos, and things like that. So I do have a purpose for both, and I love a planner, so I just couldn't pass this up. I'm still kind of working on setting it up, but right now in the front of the planner I have all of the information I need for school, which I am going to be cramming for this week because I have to take my exam on Sunday. So you guys are going to be seeing my full study session / how I get my stuff done this week. That's going to be a big priority for me. But I just put some sticky notes and some stickers on the front, and I figured this is going to kind of be a work in progress since I just wanted to have it set up to actually take notes and do my daily planning, and then the aesthetic and fun part can come later. But yeah, let's see what time it is. It's currently 8:41. The first class starts at 9, and then that one goes until 12. We have a 1-hour break, then another from 1 to 4, and then an hour break, and then another from 5 to 8. I'm going to be staying with my parents while I do these classes just because they live a lot closer to this place than I do, and I didn't really want to like have to worry about driving long distances in the morning. But yeah, I'm probably gonna head in a few minutes, and then that's pretty much what I've got going on today. I do also have a quiz to take tonight when I get home, which is going to be very interesting because I'm pretty sure I'm going to be tired. That's probably when I'm going to catch up with you guys next, but I hope you are having a beautiful week so far, and I'm super excited to be spending the next few days with you. Okay, it is just before 10 p.m. I got home maybe an hour or so ago, and my parents have this really cute little guest room set up, and so I figured I would just take whatever motivation I have left in me and finish my chapter quiz. It's 9:58. I'm thinking this will take me maybe an hour or so to complete. I was gonna put it off until tomorrow morning, but I know that I will feel so much better if I get this out of the way tonight. So I'm gonna go ahead, push through it, get it done. This is probably one of my favorite study tips, or I guess life tips in general, and that really is to commit to a schedule and then don't waver from it. I've really been thinking a lot about self-confidence, or I guess more of like a confidence in yourself, and that really does stem from doing what you say you're gonna do. So that is exactly what I'm going to do tonight. These are most of the notes I took today. I think I have a couple more that I need to go through and review. And I also wanted to take a moment to really just sing my praises about this pen. This is the Friction Synergy Clicker Erasable Pen from Pilot. I've actually never used an erasable pen before this one. I never really got the hype about them, but I'm figuring now that it was just because I had never tried one. I know that this might sound ridiculous, but this pen has actually drastically improved my life so far, especially when it comes to these graphs. I think I have a couple other random ones places, but I make so many mistakes, even in my planner and in my my regular journal, I'm constantly crossing things out, or I'll do my best to cover things with some washi tape or a sticker, but never again will I have that issue. I will be using this pen until the day I die. And yeah, I think tomorrow, if I pass this quiz, I'm going to treat myself to some coffee before I go for my next round of real estate courses. And we'll see you guys in the morning. Good morning. I am just finishing getting ready. It's about 7 o'clock right now. Never mind, it's 7:20, but my mom actually made me coffee this morning, so I'm drinking this instead of going out and getting like a coffee shop coffee today. But I still might swing by somewhere just before I go into a class for the day, just so I have something to keep me going. My makeup palette broke, which I'm sad about. That's okay, it's still good. It's actually been kind of nice because now when I want to use just the mirror, I can. So I have found the bright side of this situation. But in other news, I did pass my quiz last night. I got a 90.4. The questions I missed were silly and I probably should have known it, but I feel like that's what everyone always says after they miss something on a test. But I am glad that that one is out of the way. I have one more tonight, another one tomorrow, and then the exam on Sunday. So we are on the home stretch, and then I can finally get started on my capstone. I've been brainstorming what I was going to do for it, but I haven't put anything in stone yet. So that's the update there. I also remember mentioning to you guys yesterday that I wanted to show you what's in my work tote. These are seriously some of my favorite videos, so I will literally never miss a chance to show people this bag. Quick note, can anyone tell me why my hair always feels and looks so much better when I wash it in soft water? I know that there's something about hard water building up on your hair or something, but we don't really have soft water at my house. And so when I come here, my hair always feels and looks so much healthier and better. And I feel like I've actually been thinking that my hair is dry when it's really just being washed in hard water. At least that's my current theory, but let me know if you guys know anything about that, because I love my hair the way it is today and I want it to feel like this every day. So I'm probably gonna ask my partner to help me figure that out when I get back home. This is the work tote that I've had since 2021. I want to say I got it from Savers or Goodwill, and I think it was like $7. As soon as I saw it, I was like, that is my favorite bag I've ever seen. And my partner always tells me that I look like I have a grandma's style, which honestly at this point he's right, and I embrace it and I love it. It's from the brand Coldwater Creek, and it has a couple of pockets, and then it has a divider so you can organize your stuff, and I love it. So this is what's in my bag. Showed you guys these yesterday, but of course my planners. I am actually really enjoying this A5 size. I honestly have a couple other A5 planners, but I think when I got them, I just wasn't ready to use them quite yet. I was kind of just really obsessed with using my pocket, and so I didn't really give myself the chance to use anything else. And at the moment, I'm using my pocket planner for lists. So I've got to-do lists, shopping lists, things I want to thrift. I've got my gift list in here, which is going to be especially relevant around Christmas time. I have a list of a bunch of little DIY crafts that I can make at home, and I've made it so that each person is going to get a different craft that's completely personal to them. So I'm so excited to do that. And then this planner here has become my baby in terms of getting stuff done. Whenever I use my pocket planner, I'm usually using it alongside another notebook, just because if I need to take notes on something, or if anything needs any more detail than just a few words, I usually reach for a bigger notebook, and this has really become that bigger notebook. I'm the biggest advocate for ring systems, and it really is just because, like last night when I was taking that quiz, I did write down some key terms, and it was because I was like, okay, don't forget to write these down at the end. You need to review them. And so I put them somewhere. Here they are. But as soon as I finished the quiz, I just opened my planner and started writing them down. So in other notebooks, I wouldn't be able to move them closer to my school section. But with this one, I can't, I can just pop it out. I've got all the key terms I want to know, and then I can move it way closer to my actual study pages. My partner and I are always talking about how modularity is the best thing you can do in honestly any area of your life. We just got a kitchen table that I'll show you guys when we get home, but it's one of those fold out leaf tables. I got it from Goodwill for literally $7. It was an orange tag, $15, and got it for half off. It was amazing. By the way, sorry if I sound congested. My allergies are going through the roof right now for some reason. But yeah, that table we got is awesome because we're only 2 people living in our house, and so we don't always need this giant dining table, nor do we really have this space for that. But we also wanted to be able to host some people over for Thanksgiving, and also just in general have space for the people that come to our home. And it was like the perfect solution because we can just fold it out whenever we need more space, put it back down whenever we don't need it, which especially for me, I'm very indecisive, and so that's a pretty good thing for me. So that's my update on the planners. Obviously, I also have this laptop. Someone commented at some point that this case in particular, or these cases, always chip on the corners, which very true. Mine is practically falling off, but she's still going strong. I'm gonna take stuff out and then you'll get to see me put it back in. That's how we're gonna do this. Laptop, check. This is also really good because I won't forget anything today. Daily planner, check. I love that thing. I'm gonna have to give you guys a full tour soon. This is my little cosmetic bag. It has a cutesy little mirror on it. And then inside of it, I just keep random things like extra contacts. I keep some perfume, some lip liner, keep an extra little pair of earrings, a really small one that I can wear while I sleep because I've had my ears pierced only for like a year and a half, but I guess it's kind of a long time now. And my ears still feel like they completely close whenever I don't have something in them. So I keep that in there just for while I sleep. I'm actually gonna put this one on now. This is Indian coconut nectar. I actually get really attached to scents and memory, so that one always reminds me of California for some reason. I couldn't tell you why. I think I used a scent really similar to it when I was little, and we used to visit my cousins in California, and so it just kind of reminds me of that for some reason. So this goes into my main pocket, and then on top of it, I toss my pocket planner. In the back pocket, I have this Coach photo holder thing that I've been using as my wallets. Oh, you guys, I've got 3 of these erasable highlighters. I went to Daiso with my friend, I think it was last Sunday. That's when I got that erasable pen I was telling you about. I'm obsessed with these. These are also erasable. It's all done through friction. Basically, it heats the ink up to a certain point where it just erases. I don't get it, but that's how it works. The one warning I did see online with them is if you leave your planner, journal, or anything like that in a hot car, sometimes the ink will just disappear. But some people did say that if you put your planner in the freezer or if you just return it to normal temperature, it comes back. So I have no idea, but I'm just going to play it safe and not leave my planners in my hot car. I've got some gum, 3 pieces left. That is going to come in handy today. I have my AirPods. I've got this little clip. When I cut my bangs, I went through a period where I was like, they're in my face. I can't handle them being in my face. And so I constantly clip them out. Now I'm finally getting to the point where I feel a lot better about how I'm styling them. I think at the beginning I had cut them too thin, so they were just really wispy. They didn't really feel like bangs. They kind of just felt like hair in my face. So that's what that was from. I've got some Altoids. This is my favorite. I like the spearmint and I also like the cinnamon one. Some washi tape, some hand sanitizer, car keys. I have my powder. I have a Quest bar. I picked this one and then it was like an Oreo one up from the gas station yesterday, just so I had something to snack on while I'm in class. I've got a hair tie, very important. And then I also have some random charging cords. I feel like no matter how many charging cords I get, I always lose the ones I need. And also my AirPods use the lightning cable, but I guess my phone uses the USB-C, so I just have to keep a bunch of cords with me. And then this one is for my laptop. So that is currently what I'm working with in my bag. So I will probably be using this until I can't anymore. But it is time for me to get dressed. We might or we might not swing by somewhere for some extra coffee. I really think we're gonna. There's a Scooters kind of over there. I actually really like Scooters just plain lattes. So that might be what we grab today. Another day of continuing education. If you guys have any questions for me about real estate, like not about buying or selling, but just about like how I got into real estate, let me know and I can definitely make a video about it because I'm really grateful for the time I was in real estate. Technically, again, like I said, I still have my license, but I'm not actively practicing the way I was when I was 18. So if you have any questions, let me know and I will maybe make a video about it. It is time to get going.
All right, we're gonna get started for you.
Awesome. I just have a pickup order under Hope.
Let me check. Got you here, still en route.
Beautiful, thank you so much. I did end up going to Scooters. I love their everything bagel, so I got that. I am going to eat this in the car. It is currently 8:32. I probably need to walk in at like 8:45 just so I can, again, secure my seats. I also got this latte. For whatever reason, I don't get any Scooters coffee with added flavors. I usually like to just get their plain latte. Look how cute this bag is. I think I'm going to like rip it so that way I can keep it for my junk journal. Honestly, count how many times I say that in a video. It's going to be quite a few. That is the plan for today. I am actually really excited to do these classes every so often because I work from home. Sometimes it gets a little bit isolating. I have my partner at home. Obviously, I have my pets, which I love. But in terms of seeing other people, I'm pretty limited on that, except for when I volunteer. And so this is nice. I feel like it's good just for me to get out of the house, pushes me out of my little introvert bubble. It forces me to talk to people, and I think that is good for me as a person. The plan today, as far as grad school works, that way you guys can hold me accountable, is I must take my quiz 3 tonight. Just like I said yesterday, whenever I do what I say I'm gonna do, it makes me feel 10 times better, just because I think you are building almost like a self-assuredness, if that's the word, where you know that if you commit to doing something, you do it, just like I said last night. So that is my goal for today. Anytime I have a break in between my classes, I'm going to be taking notes, I'm going to be reviewing and studying, and I'm going to get this done. Hold me accountable, and then if there's anything you've been wanting to do, or if you've been putting something off, comment it down below in the comments, and I will hold you accountable by doing like a little checkup comment in a week from now. That's how we're gonna work with each other here. Hello and happy Saturday. I just got back from thrifting with my friend and her mom, and I wanted to show you guys what I got, but then not only just what I got, but I'm going to show you how I kind of put it all away. Starting off with this really cute vase. I thought it was just really pretty. That's gonna go on the shelves that are in my living room. I also found this one. I loved the colors of this one. This one's probably gonna go in my kitchen, and I'm gonna put like little spatulas and stuff like that in it. The first vase was made in Japan, and then that one was made in Italy, so I thought that was kind of cool. I also got a bunch of stamps. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 total. These are the ones I got, and I just thought it'd be fun for my journal and then also my planner. I like this little sun one. I got a lot of botanical ones, and then this one kind of reminded me of roses. This one, and then this one. So these are going to go in my art room. I actually don't have a designated space for any of my stamps. These are probably the biggest I own, so I'll probably just toss them on top of my art room desk somewhere, but we'll figure that out later. This is really pretty. I got this really pretty bowl. It has like green and gold accents to it, but I thought it was really pretty. By the way, most of these items were about $3 to $5. This one was $2, and I thought it was just the cutest thing. I think I might use it for sugar or something for my coffee. I really liked the shape of that one. Look how cute that is, and the little top comes off. So that's gonna go in my kitchen. Somewhere in here will be the matching creamer for it that I thought was fun. I also got this glass clam shell type thing. It has a really pretty gold rim, and I'm probably going to use this for jewelry or something in my bedroom. At least that's what I thought of when I saw it. I got this really cute like mug thing. It's a hand spun piece of pottery, and I don't know, I just like that it was a tiny little mug. This is the matching milk or creamer bowl to go with it. Again, just a really cool shape. I thought it was really interesting. I got this, which I thought was super cool. This was $3 or something, but it's actually solid wood, and it's like a pelican. I don't know, thought it was pretty cool. I ended up getting these yellow curtains. Let me show you in a better light. Really nothing special to them. They were $2 from Goodwill for both panels. I saw this video where a girl used yellow curtains to kind of make her home look like it was golden hour all the time, so I've been wanting to get a pair so I can try that out. I also got 2 different pieces of clothing. The first thing I got was this really pretty cardigan. I don't know, I just thought the print on it was really cool. Here's kind of a better look at it. I just thought it was so pretty, and it's the same colors that I pretty much wear all the time, and I thought I would get a lot of use out of that one. And then I've been kind of on the lookout for black tank tops. I find that I have a lot of unique pieces that tend to need something a little bit more simple underneath them, and so I found this really pretty tank top with a bunch of lace detail, and then it has little flowers and stems everywhere. So thought that one was really pretty, and I thought they kind of went together, so I took that as a sign to get both. I also got this top necklace. I thought it was super pretty. I love spirals and stuff like that, so I got that one. I think that was about it. I know I got a Carole King vinyl. I have this as a CD, but I've been wanting to get it on just a record, so I got this. This was $5. Very excited to play that. I'm probably going to listen to that either later tonight or tomorrow morning. Okay, wait, I've got these, not today, but I got them yesterday. This really pretty oil lamp situation. And then I also got this super cute little basket thing. Just thought it was really fun. It has a bunch of different colored beads on it. Let's get started with putting some of this away. So we are going to start with the things that are going to go on my living room shelves. I don't know if I've talked about it on here. I might have at the beginning of this vlog, but I don't think I have. But these are my new living room shelves. I've kind of had this vision of doing this in this room for so long, but I haven't really wanted to commit to it. But the other day I was kind of looking at it and it felt like I needed a place in the home to put all of my little odds and ends. That way they're not just all scattered about. And this was pretty much the solution. So my partner went to Home Depot that same day, got some wood, and essentially built these in the same way he did the shelves that are in my office. But I absolutely love how they came out. So I think my first one is going to go right about there. That's kind of the fun thing about these shelves, is that you're able to really layer so many things in them. So I know I'm gonna have a lot of fun with that. I also want to put the other vase I got on that shelf. I think this one will go perfectly right there. Then for this cool guy, I'm basically just looking for any gaps that I could kind of start to fill up. Actually thinking it might go on the top shelf here, something like that. Let's see how that looks. I love it up there. I think he's just so cool. I'm just really into layering things lately. I find that whenever I put some things in front of each other and behind other things, it just makes everything look more correct. I don't know if that even makes sense, but that's kind of how I'm feeling about that lately. I also think I'm going to put this guy somewhere if I can find a spot I like. Let me try right here. Very fun, very fun. I also want to say how these shelves really have made this room feel so much bigger. I used to have this on that wall. This whole setup was basically on the wall behind me, and then I essentially just flipped it. I feel like it just brings your eye back in the room, if that makes sense. So I'm really in love with how this whole thing came out. Ironically, I think this green bowl would look really good in this area, so I think I'm going to do a little bit of rearranging and try to make it fit into this spot, and then in time I'll figure out something else to fill it with, something like that, and then I'll put something in it at a later point. We don't have to worry about that right now. I absolutely know where all of my stamps are going. These have to go in the art room. This little guy I think I was going to put near my coffee station. Maybe it can just go right there or something, a little something extra. What do we have left? We have these two, which we'll do last. Let's go ahead and put this beautiful thing away. I'm thinking I'm going to use this for bracelets, rings, necklaces, that kind of thing. It's definitely going to go in my bedroom, and I really like the idea of putting it on this vanity. I wonder if I should put all of my beads in there instead. This was kind of just a temporary bowl solution, so maybe I'm going to transfer these over really quick. One of my favorite parts about thrifting is you can always find new ways to use old items. Let's see if this works. This is so cute. I feel like that's like a little treasure chest of some sort, and that way I don't have to really worry about them spilling anymore, because at least they're in some sort of container and not just in this bowl. I also thrifted this bowl. It was handmade by someone, which I thought was kind of cool, and I thought the shape was kind of interesting. Now that I'm looking at it, it actually also looks like the shape of the like cream and sugar thing I just got. Obviously I have a type when it comes to obscure items. I love this. I wear a bracelet like this pretty much every day. I've been changing out the beads depending on the season and stuff like that, but I think they're so fun. This is a really cool one. I have a bunch of them. And now they have their own little home, so I'm obsessed with that. I think that's perfect. Now I think the only thing we have left to put away are these little guys. I need to fill it with my monk fruit once that comes in. For now, I think that's adorable. But yeah, that is everything I thrifted today. We went to, honestly, I want to say like 5 different places. I am pretty tired at the moment, but it's only 5 o'clock. I feel like the whole daylight savings time change thing has made my brain tired at like 4 o'clock or something. So I think I'm just going to wind down, probably take a shower, and I'm going to be working on school more tonight because you guys know I need to get my quizzes done. Ideally, I take that exam tomorrow. So fingers crossed that goes well. We had a really good day, but now it is time to get back to business and make the most out of tonight. So I will see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning, probably doing more studying and then getting into our cleaning routine before the start of the new week. Good morning, you guys, and happy Monday, actually. Yesterday was a little bit of a wash for me. Everyone say hi to Bug. He's like the angel of the group. Mitzi is the very intelligent one that will cuddle you when she wants cuddles. Ori's definitely the smartest and the most independent, and in terms of who loves to cuddle the most, it is definitely Bug. He also really likes to eat my jewelry, so I have to be very careful that he doesn't bite me or snag me or something. Anyways, good morning. I've had a very productive Monday so far, which I'm very grateful for, because yesterday, like I said, just did not go as planned. I know that I've talked about it pretty often on here. I think I've talked about it a few times at least, but I've struggled with my mental health for years. I think since I was like 14 or so. I'm 25 now for reference, and it really is just one of those things that when it hits you, it hits you. Yesterday was one of those days. I have this thing where if my morning routine doesn't go, excuse me, if my morning routine doesn't go the way I want it to go, it makes it very difficult for me to have a good day. I find that even with medication, with therapy, journaling, meditation, I mean, everything that I do to feel good and feel better every day, the one thing that really does have the biggest impact on me is my morning routine. If I wake up late, if I don't have enough time to exercise or anything like that, it really weighs on me for the rest of the day. So I always tell my partner, if I want to have a good day, I have to have a good morning. At this point, I would say it's not even a negotiable for me. I've talked about it with a therapist before, and the consensus basically was if I want to feel good, I obviously need to do the things that help me feel good. And even with medication, I kind of view medication as that building block to help me get to feeling good, and I still have to do a bunch of work on my own end to get me there. So all of that basically to say that if I don't have a good morning, it's very difficult for me to have a good day. And yesterday was not a good morning, and I basically carry that with me throughout the rest of the day. It was definitely a stay in bed all day, couldn't really do anything, couldn't focus on anything, and didn't get anything done. And I think that that's just the reality of dealing with mental health, and I've been feeling that a lot lately. I opened up a little bit about this over on my Instagram story about the journey of finding the right medication for me, which has been exactly that, a journey, and I'm finally thinking that I found one that will work. It just is always dependent on if I actually do that extra work, which makes total sense. The first medication I was on just felt very numbing. I felt like I wasn't really experiencing my emotions to my fullest capacity. And that's really not something I'm willing to sacrifice. And so we ended up switching me to the medication I'm on now, and it's definitely been helping in terms of helping me clear my mind and have the energy and motivation to do the things that I need to do in order to feel happy. So it's kind of like that building block, like I was saying. But dang, my mental health has been rough lately. This has probably been the worst year for me mentally in years, I would say. And again, there's nothing I can really do about it except do the things that I know make me feel better. So I'm really committing to doing that to the best of my ability. Even waking up in the morning and just exercising for 30 minutes. It really doesn't have to be this full thing. I could go on a 30-minute walk and I have a significantly better day. So I'm doing my best to make sure that I make that a really big priority for me, that I don't touch anything else in my life without doing that first. Because usually what'll happen is I'll have a project coming up that has a deadline, or I'll have an assignment that's due, or just random things like that that I prioritize first thing in the morning. And so it's the first thing I do in the morning. I am no longer doing that. I have to do my morning routine or I almost guarantee myself to have a harder day than I would if I would have just done that routine. So I'm being very, very vigilant about doing that. And I do think it's really helping. So I am sending you a ton of love if you also struggle with your mental health. I know it's not easy. I know it's a pain. I know that there are days where you don't want to get out of bed. I had one of those yesterday. You know, you have to wake up the next day, try again, and do the things that you know are going to make you feel good. I actually have a list written down in my planner of things that I do when I'm not feeling good. It's basically like my emergency list where I'm like, I'm having a very bad day. I just wake up and I feel it in my brain. I'm like, okay, oh, this is not going to be a hot day. I reference this list and I know exactly what to do in order to make that bad day or that bad day feeling feel a little bit better. I know with the sun setting earlier and seasonal sadness really coming back into play that maybe somebody's out there that might need a few tips. So if that is you, here are some things that have really worked for me. Again, these are always things that really depend on who you are, but they work really well for me. They're worth giving it a shot if you're on the hunt for something new. Everything I'm about to share is completely dependent on who you are. So I would say give it a shot. If it doesn't work, then you can at least say you tried something new, and if it does, then even better. Number 1, only high energy music. I cannot tell you how big of a difference it makes to me when I'm listening to extremely high energy, high beats, just very energetic music. It makes a world of a difference. I know that when I was really going through it back when I was in high school and stuff, all I would listen to was pretty solemn, sad music, and looking back now, that did not help. You need to listen to high energy music, or at least music that makes you feel good. Sometimes I know that high energy music can be a little bit much, so if that's not for you, choose anything that you feel happy when you listen to, and I just blare it. I have my speaker, I turn it up, kind of let that fill the silence in my house, because my house does get pretty quiet even though we have all the pets and everything. It's only my partner and I, and I'm coming from a household where he had a really big family, and then I also lived with a lot of people. I had my brother, parents, friends of the family, aunt, uncles, my grandparents, who all lived in a multi-gen house. So I'm not super used to this level of quietness. So to kind of combat that, I have to just turn up the music. That's usually step 1. Number 2, even if it is a cloudy day like it is today, I'm outside and I'm getting sun in my face. It helps so much. I'm really taking advantage of that, especially when I can before the sun sets, because the sun's gone at 4 o'clock, so I try to make the most out of it. I'm also a very big fan of taking a walk. Just get out of your house, get out of your apartment, get out of your home, get outside, get some fresh air, get some sun, and get your body moving. That's like the trio for me. Sunlight, movement, and then outdoor air. Really, really helps. So that's probably number 2. And then the other thing that really helps me when I feel like I just can't. Like there are days when I wake up and it's just, like I said, in my brain, nothing's there, nothing's moving, can't focus, can't think, can't hold a thought, it sucks. On those days, I really have to start with doing something that's a very physical task that I can complete. And usually that means doing a little quick clean or tidy. I really work well when I can see what I just put effort into. So if I wake up in the morning, I'm not feeling well, but let's say there's some dishes in the sink or something, if I start the morning with those dishes, it's a very physical task that puts me into my body, and then I can see it be better when I'm done, and that kind of moves something in my brain that helps me move forward with my day. I don't really know if there's any science behind that, but even things like folding some laundry, throwing in some laundry, I'll brush my cats or play with them or clean their litter box or do anything where there's a physical difference when I'm done. The trick here is the task can't take longer than like 15 minutes. It needs to be something quick where I can see progress, and that really helps me build momentum moving forward. And I think that especially when you're struggling with your mental health, momentum is life-changing. I can't recommend it enough. Even on days like today where I'm not feeling 100%, but I'm definitely feeling better than yesterday. I woke up in the morning, did my routine, jumped into work, jumped into my next thing, and now I'm here. And you know, once the ball starts rolling, it's way easier to keep it rolling. I think an element to that really is just distracting your mind, so you don't even have the time to sit and wallow in whatever it is that your body wants to wallow about. Those really are my 3 things that I love to do if I know I'm not gonna have a great day, or if I'm not gonna have the day that I wish I could have, I can at least take my current state and make it a little bit better, if that makes sense. Another really quick note is to make sure that you are getting enough sleep, eating enough, drinking enough water, getting outside, moving your body, doing all the basic primal things your body needs. That's usually what I'll address first, and then if I'm hitting all those and I still don't feel good, then we enter into the steps that I shared with you. Hopefully that helps you guys a little bit in case you're also struggling. Again, I'm sending you so much love and so much support from over here. I see you and I am sending you so much love and support. If you have any questions at all about how I manage, especially during the winter, definitely feel free to leave them down below and I will get back to you there. Right before I sat down, I put a pot of pasta on the stove and it's about time for me to go see if the water has boiled. But most of the stuff I was gonna do yesterday, I am probably just going to pick up for and do today instead. Ow, that's dirty, hold on. Here you go. I love this cat. Say hi. Okay, let's go make lunch. In other news, I got a delivery today of a new daybed chair thing from Sixpenny. I'll show you guys that in a second, but we ended up having to move part of our couch somewhere else to make room for it. I've always wanted a little bench kitchen nook situation, and so this is our current makeshift one. I got this table at Goodwill for $7, and I attempted to make it a little bit nicer because it was pretty beat up when we got it, but I love it. I think it's perfect. It has enough space for me and my partner, but then we can also pull out. It even extends more in the middle. So if we have guests, we have enough room for everybody now. And we haven't had a kitchen table since moving in here, so I feel like it was long overdue. But I think the couch fits so perfectly behind there. I'm probably gonna put a little stool or something on that side and then on that side as well. This has completely fulfilled my want for a kitchen nook. I always saw them and I was like, they're just so sweet. They're so cute, and I could see myself eating breakfast there in the morning, but I never had the idea to put this here until literally this morning. So I'm probably going to continue to mess with it, but that is currently what our little kitchen space is looking like. The first meal I eat here will be lunch today, so very excited. I threw some pillows on here. This couch is actually part of my cozy couch. We got like a 7-piece sectional thing, and then we ended up not having enough room for the whole thing. That is our little kitchen dining situation. Also, the tree, she's up. I am so excited. Last year we stuck the tree more in that corner, but it literally blocked that doorway to the guest bedroom and the guest bath. So we ended up putting it a little bit more central to that window this year. We will see how it goes. I think once I decorate for Christmas, it'll look more correct to have like a random tree here. I like that it kind of blocks off this part of the room because I feel like it makes it a little bit cozier, but at the same time, I feel like it does block it off in kind of a closed off way. So I'm kind of on the fence about it. You might see that tree get moved, but for right now, that is where she's at. I'm just so excited to start decorating. It's currently November 16th, something like that, and I don't have any decorations up. So we are going to get started on that tonight. I'm probably going to decorate the tree and add some different pieces of decoration to like the living room, tie some bows around things, stuff like that. Here is that daybed I was telling you about. I'm honestly not sure why they call it a daybed because it really is just like a giant chair, but they call it one and I love it. This thing is so soft. It's like you sink right into it. I stuck a few pillows on there. I am probably going to be on this chair all the time. It's so comfortable. It's way bigger than it looks. Probably already looks big, but it has like a ton of space and it just feels so cozy. So I'm probably going to hang out here a lot this afternoon. I really like that I'm able to see the tree from here, and then we also have the couch on that back wall, so it feels very like cohesive in terms of the positioning of everything. Do you like the new chair? Yeah, good. I forgot to hang this guy back up. Beautiful. I always bottom water my plants, and so I'm constantly taking them down and putting them back up, but I have really found that if you are somebody who tends to overwater, which I'm definitely guilty of, bottom watering has solved my overwatering problem. Now, if anything, I have an underwatering problem, so it is what it is. Also, I don't know if this is going to fall if I leave it there, but I like the idea of having a plant kind of in this area, but if I put it on the windowsill, then I won't be able to close my blinds. So it's gonna stay there, and if it falls, then this was probably foreshadowing of that. I'm excited to see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed. If you have any questions, comments, or just want to chat, feel free to leave them down below in the comment section. Thanks for watching, and we will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.